Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Just before I turned the camera on, I kept getting that your discernment is increasing. It's deepening. You are getting very, very good. You're developing excellence regarding determining what's best for you, what aligns with you, and what does not. Spirit is saying that you will consume so many things as you use your devices and you come across things just as you're out and about. We're constantly consuming information unless we just check out and say, okay, it's just me and Spirit right now, you know? We have to be very intentional about it these days because there's always information coming at us from some source. But Divine is saying that as you are ascending, because you've done so much work and your growth is phenomenal, it is extremely important for you to realize that not everything that sounds legit is legit, and that's going to be key to your continued ascension, your continued growth. Okay? There are a lot of things on the internet that are packaged well or presented well. People who are very polished, people who seem like they know what they're talking about, but truly regarding where you are in your life on any given day, what that person says that sounds so impressive could be detrimental to you if you took their advice. So you knowing who you are and you recognizing what your ancestors and spirit allies and your higher self are guiding you to do is super important. Okay? So meditation is priceless at this time, okay, to reconnect with yourself. All right, let's go ahead and start with a wisdom oracle. Thank you, Divine. What message is coming through for this beautiful being? Unfinished symphony. There's something here that's not yet finished, but it will be. This is card 10. This is a beautiful energy because a symphony requires different things coming into unison to create something wonderful. And so this is about the different parts of you, the different aspects of you. You're still learning about yourself and how you work best, how you rest best, how you move best. And so as you continue to open up to who you are, as you continue to understand yourself on a deeper level and on higher levels. There's something, a project, or for some of you, this is a goal that you have. It's, for some of you, this is a healing journey that is unfolding for you. Yes, this is about a healing journey. This is about a lesson that you're learning in this lifetime that you haven't yet completed because there are different parts that are coming into play in order for you to complete that lesson. There are past life memories that you are recalling, and those memories of past lives are going to bring so much awareness to you regarding some things that you have been 444 on the timer, some things that you have been working through in this lifetime. You're putting together the puzzle, but not all the pieces are there yet. Divine says to give it time. Give it time. These are really deep lessons, okay? So no matter what lesson applies to you, it's deep, whatever it is. And it's, as you're learning this lesson, bit by bit, it's improving the quality of your life more than anyone could have ever imagined. For some of you, this relates to your relationship with yourself, how you see yourself, how you accept yourself and honor yourself. For some of you, it's about your ability to both give and receive in a relationship. For some of you, it's about speaking up for yourself. For some of you, this is about knowing your worth. For some of you, this is a lesson of patience, both with yourself and others. Yeah. Unfinished symphony. But things are coming together for you. Divine just wants you to have patience with your process. Okay, we're going to pull some tarot. Thank you, Divine. Please bring through whatever needs to come through for this beautiful being. There's something that happened very quickly for you. I feel like it felt like someone grabbed the rug from under your feet. Yeah, with this Knight of Swords. Somebody came into your life with some very quick energy. It was hasty. They did something without considering your feelings. They did something without truly considering everything that needed to be thought about. This was thoughtless, reckless, like very speedy energy. And it led you to a state of Ten of Swords. There could have been a sense of betrayal here where you felt like someone did too much and didn't consider you when you are a major part of the equation. This could have been within a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. Could have been with a family member, friend, coworker, or lover. But it left you feeling like this was a repeated event. Something that had happened before that was very similar. And so this Ten of Swords felt familiar to you. You felt like, I've been here before, which almost made the Ten of Swords feel even worse. So you withdrew and you went within. This was the start to a very deep healing process where you took your lantern, went into your space, and began to protect your energy, but also shed light on aspects of this situation in order to understand it, and also to understand yourself and why this Ten of Swords happened. You went on a journey to figure out how to not end up here again. A part of you protecting yourself included you shielding yourself from, this could be a passionate energy. You may have said, I just don't want to connect in a passionate way with people, in a romantic way, in a passionate way, because I don't want to take any risks. This is like you not wanting to take any risk because of what you had been through. This Knight of Wands energy could be a very brazen, even lustful energy. This could be a person who puts more stock in being lustful and passionate than in being considerate and thoughtful and conscious. You may have started to see a lot of people as Knight of Wands. You already experienced someone who said too much, acted too hastily, so now you're like, I don't want any of that hasty Knight energy. You really wanted to protect yourself from a person's harmful actions. Your goal was to 1111 on the timer. Oh, and this is card 11, Justice. I feel like you cut a lot of people off. I feel like you cut a lot of people and things out of your life because you didn't want to take any more risks. You didn't feel like it was worth it. This was a massive amount of protection that you put up. And also, you got really good at judging people's character, judging their intentions as a means of predicting any sort of potentially hurtful behavior that you did not want to experience again, like before in the past. There's a commitment here that you're thinking about. This could be a commitment within a relationship or to a certain project, okay? This could have been a situation where you were working on something with other people, a project or something that was important to you. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. And you just wanted to prevent anything hurtful from happening to you again because you felt betrayed during the process. Now you have an opportunity. With this Page of Pentacles, you have an opportunity to move towards some sort of commitment, whether it's within a relationship or within a work environment for a project. I'm even getting that for some of you, this could be a contract that you could enter. You're now weighing your level of trust that you feel regarding moving forward with this. You're weighing the pros and the cons. You're looking at how this person or this situation, you're looking at the details. You're surveying it. It looks like you're choosing to hold back and hold on to your energy. Tell us more, Spirit. Tell us about this Four of Pentacles. Double agent. Yeah, you encountered someone who was moving in very betraying energy, okay? They betrayed you. Pretends to work for one while working for another. Two-faced, untrustworthy, hidden motives. That's why you're holding on to your energy, is because you have deemed someone as untrustworthy, okay? This is what you have observed with this person. A dark flirt. Seductive with edge, mysterious, mischievous but safe, teasing with danger, magnetic mystery. So there's someone who uses their words. This could be a flirt. This could be a person who doesn't really demonstrate a lot of loyalty regarding their words, at least. And potentially with their actions. I'm getting that it could be both. With the Knight of Swords, that could be someone betraying you with their words. With the Knight of Wands, that could be someone betraying you with their actions. Source code: infinite possibilities of how something can be shaped or altered. Underlying structure. Some of this has to do with perception. Some of this has to do with perception. I'm seeing that some of this is about how you look at this situation, considering past experiences that you've had. Do you see a person's actions and words from a perspective of betrayal because you've been betrayed before? That came through with the Ten of Swords, 1616 on the timer. You've had quite a few towers in your life. You know, with this double agent, I'm seeing this person in the shadows. It's almost as if, do they appear to be a double agent, or are they a double agent? There's someone here who could have been acting as someone who wasn't completely loyal to you because of their own shadows, because of their own insecurities. I noticed that with this card it says mysterious and mischievous but safe. So I'm going to pull some cards on the person that you've encountered, because it feels like there's a lot at play here. There's the fact that, you know, if this is a relationship, when some people come together, the way that they're paired is that the way that one person feels based on their past experiences makes them particularly vulnerable to the other person that they're in the relationship with. Because whatever it is that hurts them the most, that is that person's weakness. So let's say if someone grew up in a home where they were constantly berated verbally, okay, and they end up being in a relationship, growing up and being in a relationship with someone who grew up in a home where perhaps they were also berated, but they took on that sort of verbal behavior. So they're working on correcting that behavior, but sometimes they're a little harsh with their words. One person's sensitivity is another person's weakness. Do you see what I'm saying? So this can be a huge opportunity for growth and healing, or it can be a huge disaster that ends up having to come to an end. It can be great, or it cannot be great. It depends on how both parties handle the situation. It looks here with this card as though there's also some other interference, perhaps with social media, perhaps with other people involving themselves in a relationship, okay? In addition to whatever past you both have. I'm seeing that with the brain there and the connection to the keyboard. It matters how we're programmed. It matters the state that we're in when we come to each other to be in a relationship with one another. Let's take a look at this person. The person that you're dealing with. I do feel like this is either a relationship or someone that you encountered with a project, a business project, maybe a business partner. Okay, it's someone that you had a close relationship with, whether it was romantic or not. We've got mature man. Tell me more, Spirit. Awakening. So there's somebody here who's going through an awakening. Also, I'm getting that they're trying to mature. You have a gift. You have a gift of being able to heal yourself and heal others. You may have carried a burden or a responsibility for some time that you felt that you had to help this person to mature and to heal. But Divine is saying that the only responsibility you truly have is to yourself, especially if you feel that another person is not pulling their weight or doing what they need to do. If you choose to be in a relationship with someone, you don't have to heal them. We start with healing ourselves, and that inspires a person to heal themselves as well. So it's a lot of pressure to feel like you have to heal somebody. But if you heal yourself and have patience with the other person in the relationship, then if they're ready to heal, they will naturally be inspired by watching you heal. When they experience your patience, your kindness, your love, that will naturally heal them. It's not something that you need to do so intentionally, where you're putting pressure on yourself to fix a person's behavior. We can't do that. A person has to choose how they treat us. Please know that I'm not guiding you in either direction to give this person another chance or to not give them a chance. I'm just reading the energy of the situation. For those of you who this reading resonates, some of you will choose to remain and some of you will choose to say goodbye to this person, to this relationship. So it's up to you. I'm just reading the energy. There could be a legal dispute here, or there could have been something that was elevated to a legal level. Okay? Some communication about something legal. There's a great potential for abundance for either person in this situation. Someone may be a boss, and I mean literally, but you're definitely a boss, you know what I mean? But you may be an overseer as far as work is related, or you may be a leader. And there's a huge potential for abundance here. Got entity attachment. You know what? I'm seeing that here with this source code card. It says infinite possibilities of how something can be shaped or altered, underlying structure. There's somebody here who inserted themselves in this situation who has an entity attachment and an ulterior motive. So what I'm getting is that there are, within this situation, there's someone who truly wants to awaken and grow and has the potential for abundance and prosperity. But it could be online that perhaps a door was opened to someone with nefarious desires or intentions that has an entity attachment. And they've affected some of the possibilities or the ways that this situation has gone. Yeah, they were doing spell work. So this could be a third party that was involved. And perhaps they tried to bring about an ending to a relationship. Okay, So this person wanted to, you know what? This person wanted you in this Ten of Swords because they wanted you overwhelmed by a sense of poverty, because they clearly recognized the rich, abundant energy in your world. Yeah. Now, if we look at this unfinished symphony card, there's something here that is not yet finished. Now, what came through at the beginning of the reading was that there is a deep level of healing that is happening within you, and that there are some missing pieces of the puzzle for that healing to become complete. Some of that will be past life memories that will help you to awaken to your true potential and your healing abilities and gifts. Some of you are single, sexy, and successful. And that's where you want to be right now. Divine, clarify this Four of Pentacles. Or what is recommended for the collective in this situation? Yeah, focus. Focusing on your goals. Focusing on what it is that you desire. Loyalty to yourself. I see that aligned perfectly with the Four of Pentacles for those of you who are holding on to your own energy and protecting it. With the High Priestess of Spirit, you're connecting with your higher self, strengthening your connection with the divine. What is recommended for the collective at this time, Divine, regarding this situation? Ace of Cups. For some of you, you are focusing on your self-love. Please clarify this Ace of Cups, Divine. Three of Wands. You're moving forward with your happiness, with your joy. Now I'm taking this Emperor in two ways. You have transformed into an Emperor because of your courage to move forward. But this Emperor energy is also about someone who is steadfast and loyal. Someone who demonstrates the characteristics that you desire, such as loyalty, okay? Such as a willingness to connect with the divine and an ability to focus on what matters. Now, this is a collective reading, so for some of you, you have chosen to, because this person that you have had a relationship, or that this you've had this experience with, because it did come through that they are awakening. For some of you, where you are and where you're aligned is where you are observing and allowing an opportunity for reconciliation. For others of you, this Emperor is a brand new person, and that's why we have the Ace of Cups here. Okay? There's Emperor energy here for you. There is stability, there's loyalty, there's focus. And that's both within you, and those are characteristics that you are going to encounter with someone else if you are choosing to open up to a love relationship, whether it's with this person through reconciliation or a different person, a new person, okay? You've got Page of Wands and Ace of Wands. So there will be communication. regarding inspired action. Whoever this is that you're connecting with, they are demonstrating to you that they have the motivation and the inspiration to move forward with you. And they're moving forward in a way that shows you that they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk, because they're focused on certain goals of demonstrating their loyalty to you. For some of you, you are going to couples therapy. You might be working together, reading a book to learn certain things with one another. So while it's not your job at all to heal another person, if this person is desiring the opportunity to heal with you, then that's absolutely encouraged. Now, for those of you who are entering a new journey, starting on a new journey with a new person, what's coming through is to be very clear and very honest about the level of loyalty that you expect. It doesn't have to be a thing where you're like sitting them down and going through the bullet points of what you want, but if you observe something that makes you uncomfortable, speak up. If there's something that you want from this person or you desire regarding treatment, how they're treating you, speak up. Let them know what you expect. Because as relationships go on, people just become more and more settled in their ways and more comfortable. And it is definitely a wonderful thing to do, to speak up for yourself from the very beginning of a relationship, to make your expectations clear. You know, not in a rude way, but in a clear way. Be authentic. Let the person that you're getting to know the real you, so that there's no mask that you have to take off once you become more comfortable in the relationship. Let them know who you are up front. Let them know your standards and your expectations up front. And if they don't meet those standards or expectations, you know, you can let them know what you want. And if they disrespect that, then there really doesn't need to be a lot of investment made there, you know? And you got the Six of Wands. You are successful. And this is a long way. The Six of Wands, you've come a very long way from that Ten of Swords that was full of pain and misery. You're evolving to the Six of Wands, where you are shining, you're successful, and I'm hearing that you're glorious in your love energy. For those of you who have ended the relationship with this person that you had this Ten of Swords with, it was a lesson. That experience taught you a lot about your standards. Not the standards that you thought you had, but the standards that you really need to have in order to be comfortable and secure in a relationship. You've learned so much. And for those of you who are re-entering a state of connection with this person through reconciliation, allow that journey that you've had with them in the past to teach you, but allow yourself to move forward, not holding on to any resentment, because that will ensure that the reconciliation is not successful. You realize that the Ten of Swords happened, but you've chosen to move beyond it. And if you find that you're not able to move beyond it, then that's a lesson too. That's a lesson too. But either way, carrying resentment is so detrimental to our own joy. So let yourself let go of what happened in the past. And if you're going to reconcile, give it a really good go. Really good effort. And a reconciliation involves trust. So if they break your trust, then you will move on from there, all the wiser. But I do know that with this person, where they are with their awakening, this is going to be a very bright experience for both of you, because you're watching someone awaken. And you yourself are also continuing to evolve. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull one of these cards and then we'll get an oracle card to close. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Mini bar. Release, overload, and burden. Let go of the habits that sap your inner strength. Yeah. Now, there could be drinking involved here, and you know, drinking in moderation is okay if that's something that you feel aligns with your path. But that is something to look out for, okay? If someone feels like they are depending on alcohol or any sort of substance. So just be careful with that if that applies to you or someone you know. But there is something that needs to be released, and this is about a habit. There could be a habit of fear here. There could be a habit of worry over a past wound recurring. And you know, when we fear something, sometimes we manifest it without even meaning to. So there could be some of that going on. Okay, there's light that's going to be shed on something. I feel like whatever it is that you're doing for your healing journey, whether it's therapy, individual therapy, couples therapy, reading a book, or whatever you're doing to nurture yourself with knowledge, there's a lot that's going to be revealed to you, and it's going to be a revelation of how you move forward emotionally. Whether you move forward with faith or with fear, and either one is not meant to be judged, just understood. Just understood. Okay? You got fan, ease, balance, and flow. Rethink your reaction in times of emotional storm. So there could be times where if there is fear, maybe there's a fear sometimes of being hurt or experiencing the same trauma that you've experienced before. That takes us to a place of storm. It's lightning, thunder. It's all the things, all the feelings, all the tears, all the yelling, all of the passion and drama. Being aware of that rise of emotion is very powerful. Just being aware of it. And slowing down in that moment. And letting yourself breathe through that fear, breathe through that anger. Responding in a different way. Because you know how they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke, which plenty of us have a lot of broken things that we need to take a look at. And there's nothing wrong with the brokenness, because those are our projects. Those are our goals, right? But being aware of what's not working is so important. And it gives us the opportunity to understand it and to try something different. To give ourselves a chance for success. Okay? So fan, yeah, ease, balance, and flow. I'm hearing cool breeze. cool breeze. You might need to go outside if you feel very emotional. Okay, you might need to take some deep breaths. You might want to put some cold water on your face. Or if you wear makeup like me, just dab a little cloth on your, a little paper towel on your face. Cool off a little bit. Take a fan, you know. Yeah. Allow yourself to achieve success by doing something different. By taking time to understand why that emotion comes. Because it does come to you for a reason. You're not crazy. The emotion comes to you for a reason. But the emotion comes to you to teach you something about yourself. And the only way we go wrong is where we allow our feelings, our emotions to be on sort of like autopilot, where they're guiding us. Freedom comes from awareness and being aware of what we feel. There's power in that. Okay? I'm going to read an Oshun card, 4121. Okay, yeah. Oh, 4121. I like that number. Okay. I'm trying to stay under 50 minutes these days. All right. Thank you, Mama Oshun. Please give us a message that is needed for the collective. Oshun. This is card 42. The number 42 or 24 might be significant. Oshun of cosmic surrender. Yeah, surrender. Ooh, you know, it feels so good to surrender. It really does. It really does. It's scary as hell if we've been hurt or wounded, but ooh, surrendering, when you do it, it feels so damn good. Because true surrender is done with awareness. I think a lot of people are afraid to surrender because they think that they have to like close their eyes and surrender. No, you can still see and still choose to just flow. But you're still aware, but you're flowing. Oh, let me get the book. I was so busy talking. Okay, oh, look at this card. It's so pretty. Yeah, she's just taking in all that magic and transformation, because those are butterflies, you know. So there's transformation that comes to us when we surrender. We don't have to continue with the same patterns that we have in our relationships or in our thought process about ourselves, the way that we think about ourselves. We don't have to stay the same about anything. At any given moment, we can change, we can grow. We choose to grow. All right, Oshun of cosmic surrender, letting go, acceptance, and detachment. The mantra is, I trust that I am guided and supported. Initiation of dreams. Stop trying to control everything. This is a divine nudge to let go and let Goddess. The need to control often stems from fear and insecurity. When you release the need to control, you allow yourself to move from being rigid and or stuck to a state of flow. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to trust that you're supported, even when you can't see the entire road ahead. What to do now? Ashe Spirit. Mercury retrograde. Okay. Relinquish control and trust the flow. Our desire to manage every detail comes from a lack of true belief or trust. Oshun of cosmic surrender reminds us that surrender is not defeat. Surrender is a conscious choice to let go and allow the divine to take the reins. True power comes from trusting in the divine plan and being open to what the universe has in store. You've done all you can. Now give space for higher forces to work their magic for you. Surrendering is an act of courage, acknowledging that sometimes the best action is no action at all. Take a deep breath, let go, and open yourself up to the opportunities and blessings that come when you're not forcing the river's flow. Ooh, yeah. And we don't have to make the river flow. She does what she does because she's been doing it since the beginning of time. And she'll always do it, you know. And we can flow too, just like the river. Just like Mama Oshun's beautiful river waters. Ashe. Okay, beautiful being. I hope that you enjoyed this message. I hope that it brought to you everything that you needed. Some divine support, some clarity, some good vibes, and whatever else you needed. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to tune in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.